It's another exciting edition of your program Security Watch Africa. Today we are still on the street, like you can see. We are here at Utako Motor Park, the very popular motor park. In fact, it's the #1 motor park in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. It's the place to be anywhere you want to go in any part of Nigeria. This is where you can get connected. It's the connection to Nigeria for you. So welcome to the program today. You can see, because we are in a festive season where a lot of people travel to felicitate and to celebrate with their loved ones. We have decided to find out how is the public transportation system, how is it being done, and we have come to this place to as my guests on this program today are two gentlemen who are passionate about safety of their passengers. Prince Olajide, please, can you join me? He is the chairman of branch 3 motor park, the long bus branch of this NUTRW. And Prince Emeka, please join me. He is the secretary of the branch 3, also of the long journey minibus service. So they will be doing this program with me today. Really, but listen to what Olajide has to say about the need for us to imbibe safety on our road. Take this from him.
Anybody that go and come safely, they will greet him welcome. But the people that finish their journey on the road, either by mortuary or hospital, you are not a good driver.
Yeah, well, you had him, really, because if you don't arrive at destination alive, I wonder how you'll be able to meet your people and your loved ones. So there's need for passengers and both the drivers. The drivers are human beings. They want to be alive themselves, so they must adhere to the road use and according to the standard set by the union. Yes, before we introduce the next report, which is the Nigerian Army report, let me hear from Olajide to tell us. Yes, this park, you were telling us about how this park started. How important is this park?
Thank you. This is Abuja #1 motor park, Utako Garage. We have been here since 1999, and we have been operating to different routes in Nigeria. And this is #1 park in FCT.
#1 park in FCT. All right, good. Yes, Prince Emeka. Yeah, you are the secretary. How do you ensure that your drivers maintain to the rules of the road? Because there are rules of the road.
Thank you very much. As you can say now, you see, we, the National Union here, we try to make sure that our drivers comply to the rules and the regulations. So whatever they are doing, we monitor all their movements by checking all their normal routines, their tires and the passenger manifesting and all their movement.
But we'll be coming back to them later on the program. But sit back, as we bring you about the report from the Nigerian Army. You know, currently there is a fight against insurgency and terrorism in the Northeast. Our soldiers, our gallant soldiers and their officers are working hard to ensure that this country is safe. So the need to ensure that everything is safe, the Army has taken it upon its shoulder and to ensure that there is peace in Nigeria. Yeah, but a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians have not actually joined to support what is being talked about, the need to support our Nigerian Army. Sit back as we give you this report on what should be done for us as citizens in this fight against insurgency.
The ongoing fight against terrorism in the northeast of Nigeria has no doubt gulped millions of naira, rendered millions homeless, properties destroyed, injured thousands, and ultimately taken many lives. The Nigerian Army, with support from other security agencies, have over the years fought for the unity and internal security of Nigeria and protection of lives and properties of every Nigerian in all parts of the country, especially in the northeast zone of the nation. But with the advent of social media, which today serve as the first line of information for the generality of Nigerians, information sharing has become easy and faster through the internet. And today has become a tool used by the enemies of Nigeria to heat up the polity, most especially through fake news. They call for Nigerians to be more patriotic as thickened, as this, many security analysts say, will help in the defeat of Boko Haram. As some Nigerians are directly or indirectly supporting the terrorist sect by spreading fake news and campaigns of calumny, which in turn demoralizes officers and soldiers in the theater of war and strengthening the deadly sects. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukusu Buratai, in one of his visits to the Northeast, emphasized on the need for Nigerians to be on the side of the Nigerian army in the fight against Boko Haram. This, he says, is necessary because the terrorist sect do not mean well for the country and will do anything possible to destabilize the peace of Nigeria.
This terrorism, is something that strives and carry on, with more propaganda, and that is how, it gets its ideologies. That's how it gets attention and spreads its ideologies, and it spreads fear among the people, and it spreads, the notion that they are untouchable or they are invisible or they have that capacity that they don't have. They don't have that capacity, but they continue to give the impression they have more than what they are. So Nigerians must be very careful not to fall to their antics by condemning their actions, their propaganda, and for them to support the efforts of the Nigerian military, especially the Nigerian army that is on the ground, that has always been bearing the brunt of the consequences of such negative propaganda.
Also speaking on the need to encourage our gallant and brave officers and soldiers, Lieutenant General Obiako, retired, a one-time force commander of the United Nations mission in Liberia, sued for support for the soldier who have decided to lay down his life for others.
Nigerians should encourage them. All this deriding, condemning, and the rest of them is not the solution. We know militarily, if a soldier misbehaves or an officer misbehaves, there are military ways of dealing with them. The military will not condone indiscipline, but we need to encourage them. And when I mean we need to, starting from the top to the bottom. Where is the alternative? No, tell me where is the alternative? Oh, good. So why are you condemning what you have? You need to encourage them to get on and deliver.
Security Watch Africa went to the streets to seek the views of Nigerians on the call for support for the Nigerian army.
There is no one that will be working assiduously and with all sense of commitment that is not being encouraged that will be happy. As a matter of fact, I feel and I believe the military, they are doing their best in terms of intelligence gathering and fighting insurgents. They are doing their best to the best of their ability. And I think Nigerians as a whole has a duty to actually encourage them by way of their comments, their statements. And as a matter of fact, these are men that have taken an oath to protect the integrity of this nation. They ought to be encouraged.
People fighting there, honestly, they are sitting like me and you. Forget me, they are collecting salary. They are resting their life for us to live. Even though they have not due to our expectation, we still be encouraging them because it's not easy to go and fight a war, honestly.
Ernest Enuneku, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Yes, welcome back from that report on the Nigerian Army. But we're also still on the Nigerian Army. We'll also be looking at the issue of funding. Earlier in the year, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, requested for a $1 billion fund from the National Assembly to fund to get equipment for the Nigerian Army or the fight against terrorism. A lot of people had assumed and believed that that money had been released. But we had talk with the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Yusuf Buratai, and hear what he has to say concerning the issue of funding.
The bureaucracy and so on is another major issue. Approvals are given, but before you really get the money out, it's another challenge. So people have been talking of, or the media has been talking of $1 billion that have been released since. But I tell you, up to today, the funds are supposed to come from that amount to the army in particular, is still, in central bank. The Ministry of Defense that is working on it is yet to assess the fund. So where does it, lie? Where people talk, the funds are with the military or with the army. It's not. It's still in ministers, the CBN. All right. So when the Ministry of Defense gets the funds, I think the process is on right now, and they will get the right equipment for us as proposed.
Road travel is actually quite educative and is good. So we have done a lot of road travels. We have done from the south down to the north central. We have gone to everywhere in this country on the road to bring you the situation of our roads. Really, our roads need attention, and it's a good thing that the federal government are paying attention to some of these roads. We just will plead with them to fasten up and hasten and do more of the roads, because if infrastructures are not good, then our economy cannot be better. Yes, we are still here. I'll give you this report, bring you this report on the actual past commissioning of these 602 cadet assistant superintendents of police by the commander-in-chief himself, President Muhammadu Buhari. Security Watch Africa was there at the Woodhill ground when they were commissioned by Mr. President. Sit back as we bring you this report by Security Watch Africa, NS Enuneku.
The injection of this brand new young cadet assistant superintendent of police, ASPs, into the Nigerian police force, no doubt is timely as the nation prepares for the 2019 general election. This group of officers have been training at the Nigerian Police Academy for the past 5 years. They are the first set of regular cadets to graduate from the academy, waiting patiently to be addressed by the visitor and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari. The arrival of President Muhammadu Buhari to the Nigerian Police Academy parade ground was like the icing on the cake and has taken 5 years to bake. The Nigerian Police Academy, established since 1988, has passed through different phases before it was upgraded to a degree awarding institution in the year 2012. The Academy enrolled its first degree awarding regular cadet course in September 2012 with about 765 candidates of secondary school holders looking forward to becoming Cadet Assistant Superintendents of Police, ASPs. The training of these young cadet officers is to enable them become professional police officers, well equipped and adequately imbibe best international practice, as well as turning them out as capable graduates in various disciplines. At the commissioning ceremony, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces, Muhammadu Buhari, charged the new cadet officers to be good ambassadors of Nigeria, shunning every act of corruption.
Enormous resources have been expended by the government on your training. Nigerians therefore expect you to go out there as good policemen and put in your best towards enhancing the efficiency of the police in maintaining law and order. During the course of performing your duties, you will be confronted with a lot of challenges, much of it hostile. You may be faced with a situation where you are requested to bend the rules for either financial or material benefits. No matter what the promises are, you must not succumb to such pressures. Ensure that your actions are in line with extant rules and regulations, and make sure you can defend your actions at all times. You may be victimized for standing by the truth, but to be consoled by the fact that truth is constant and will always prevail, no matter how long it may take. It is appropriate to warn you, as police officers, not to see yourselves as being above the law. You must be above board and resist all temptations. Be contented with your salaries and allowances.
Earlier, the Commandant of Nigerian Police Academy, Polak, Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG Yakubu Jibrin, presented to President Muhammadu Buhari 602 cadets ASPs ready to be commissioned into the Nigerian Police Force after being found worthy in character, learning, and training.
Congratulate the 602 cadets being able to go through the very good training as police officers, at the same time studying to be graduates in different fields. I know it is not easy, but today you have been found worthy in character and learning to be passed out as Assistant Superintendent of Police in the largest police force in Africa.
Some of the outstanding cadets of the regular cadet Course 1 were given prizes for having performed excellently, and the commissioning of the 602 cadets by President Buhari.
Oh, Benjamin Babuba! Benjamin Babuba! President also decided to join in this award. Benjamin Babuba! Congratulations! Shaiba Aminu, graduate of BSc Accountancy from Kano, sword of honor for best all round. Best all round. The governor of Kano State is happy. He's clapping for his son, Shaibu Aminu. The Honorable Minister and the Inspector General of Police are assisting Mr. President in commissioning these graduating assistant. They are now assistant superintendents of police. They are no more cadets. Mr. President, Federal Republic of Nigeria has commissioned the first cadet who represented the male cadets, and also removing or commissioning the female cadets who represent the whole female cadets. The two cadets who are commissioned represented the entire 602 cadets.
The man, who was a former commandant of the academy, now in charge of training department of the Nigerian Police Force, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Sani Mohammed, expressed satisfaction with the performance of the new ASPs, but said there is room for improvement.
First of all, congratulate our boss, the Inspector General of Police. Congratulate the Inspector General of Police. I think it's an outcome of long planning, and I think the effort of the cadets. No mean, without commitment, they wouldn't have achieved anything. And without the moral and financial support, we wouldn't have gone anywhere. But this is just the beginning. Take it from us, we will always improve. There is room for improvement.
At the end of the passing out parade, Security Watch Africa captured some emotional moments with the new ASPs and their families, and their promise to Nigerians.
Madam, please, can you tell us how you feel today?
I'm very grateful. I don't know how to express my feelings. I'm very, very much happy.
I promise Nigeria that I will work with all my power, and I will make sure that I bring all criminals into justice.
What it is you put in your mind to do it with everything you can. And whatever you're doing, prayers, never get tired of praying, because I made it here today by God's grace.
All right, what will you be telling Nigeria? You are coming to serve Nigeria. What will you do?
I promise to be the new face of Nigerian Police Force. To reform the police with the best of my ability.
It looks from the look of things, it's like
we feel things can never be better. But I want to tell them there's a great future out there for us. We, the Nigerian police force, are going to do our best to make Nigeria a better and a safer place.
And we promise that will bring change into Nigerian police force. We will save Nigeria both home and abroad. We will protect our citizens.
First time of seeing Mr. President. God, I'm old.
So grateful. We are grateful to God for today. It has been a reality. All the past years of dream, today it has come to pass. I'm grateful to God.
This is the beginning of their life and they are taking a good step now. So I believe what the old ones have done, they should start from there. And I pray that they bring a good result.
Ernest Enuneku, Security Watch Africa, Kano State.
Oh, really, time is of essence. We're on television. We have to leave for other programs to continue, but not until I get my last words from Mr. Ayodeji, the chairman. Well, Olajide, sorry about that, Olajide. What do you have to say finally as we leave?
We are begging the federal government to repair the Nigerian roads, so that it will be good for the drivers.
Yeah, because even these roads can cause accidents and also these bad boys.
The bad boys, they are using that opportunity to stay by the spoiled places to effect their bad works. You understand me?
Yeah. So when the road is smooth,
yes,
then the work will not prosper.
Then we are using this medium to beg the passengers to come to Jabi Motor Park. No increment of money.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to take that with you. We know that this period, a lot of motor parks increase their fare. What about here? What is your fare like, for instance, if I'm going to Lagos?
Precisely, as you said, there is no increment of fares. Everything is normal fare because, you know, we urge the passengers because they always like to go at the roadside. And that roadside is not okay, because why it's not okay is because they don't know the vehicle they enter. And this place is the Central Motor Park, whereby there are securities checking your luggages and make sure that you are safe. Whatever you forget or whatever your luggage is, you have to get all those things back with your manifest, whereby we manifested every passenger. So I pray and I urge all the passengers that they should come to the park and board their vehicles, because we did not increase anything price. There are some places they enter 10,000, 7,000, 17,000.
Yeah, we are told that to Lagos now is 17,000 in some parks. How much are you taking here?
Seriously, we are still maintaining our price, which is 5,000 to 6,000. We don't even increase prices because there is no any fuel scarcity. We have no reason of increasing any price.
Yeah, we had him say it. Here, instead of paying 17,000 somewhere else, you can get to Lagos by just paying 6,000. And like he said, why the increase in fare when there's no increase in petrol or there's no fuel scarcity? So I think some people are just being shallots, are being greedy to exploit the innocent passengers. So you can make use of this organized park. Just the only thing is you are telling me about the state of the park, that you hope that the authorities can help to fix
This is our 19 years in this park.
Yes.
The park is still as before. Nothing like infrastructural things there.
In the park.
Yes,
so
up to now.
So the Abuja authority should come and help too.
Abuja Municipal Area Council, they are the owner of the park, to come to our aid here so that they will repair this Jabi Motor Park for us. All
right. On this note, we must leave other programs to continue. But sit back as we bring you this new technology. We're introducing new technology because it said that brute force cannot provide security. There's need to make use of high-tech information technology, ICT in security. There's a Vigiscope a partnership with the Nigerian police to ensure that wherever you are, you can get rescued. Even if you are kidnapped, you'll be rescued through the device Vigiscope is introducing with the Nigerian police. Sit back as we bring you this demonstration. Until we come your way again next week, we'll say bye for now and remain blessed.
In case of rape, kidnap, armed robbery, you just need to click. 5 seconds is to get to the police command headquarters. You see, 5 seconds is there, and policemen has to start to look at the issues. Where the location is shown up here. Where the person is swiping from, you can actually see it here.
And it's like the phone number is also showing.
The phone number of the person swiping will be shown. And we will see if it's a mistake of the person that is swiping, or if the person is being kidnapped. We see and we know they are calling us from police headquarters, local journal. You can hear they are seeing us already. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling from police command headquarters.
Yeah.
Is that what is wrong?
Yeah. Okay. Can see a lady. Okay. Who can you see again? Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. We just received a call from our local police command section. They are seeing whatever is happening in Abuja right now. And they can see what is happening around us. We are not kidnapped. We are only doing demonstration.